Hey guys, Dan here and welcome back to another reaction, and today we come back to weapon stereotypes. We go to the episode 8, The Medic. And guys, this is a series made by Soundsmith, so be sure to go to the original video and give him a like. And guys, yesterday we had a special on the channel. We had the 600 subscribers special, as well as the 1 year anniversary of the channel since I came back to making videos. So guys, it would be really amazing if you guys could go there and watch it. It would mean a lot to me. And yeah, that's it. I just hope you guys are feeling good. And let's go to weapon stereotypes. The medic. As the medic, I only use 3 guns. I use the crossbow. I use the medic gun, the normal one with skin, and I use the oh, I forgot the name, the one that gives you Uber. You guys are gonna correct me in the chat, I know, but I only use those 3. I never change. I never change weapons. I only use those weapons, and I really like them for what they are. So, without further ado, let's go into the video, and I hope you guys can stay until the end so we can talk a little bit. Okay, let's go.
Oh, medic. Man, where do I even start with this guy? I mean, you've got a complete and total psychopath in a support role. That kind of seems like a recipe for disaster, and honestly,
And
it kind of
memes.
is.
Don't forget about
Medic
the
are
memes.
notorious for being a mixed bag. You could get a super nice guy one moment and then have a complete asshole the next. You never really know. But you might
And
be
the
able to know
pocket
if you take a
girlfriends.
look
Don't
at his
forget
weapons.
about the pocket
Actually,
girlfriends.
you know what? Not really. Okay, hang on. You know what? Full stop. Stop. I know you guys have heard this a million times before, but apparently people are still taking these things as gospel. So I'm doing the disclaimer thing again. Stereotypes don't mean everyone. Like, I know you've heard that so many times, but I'm serious. This series is meant to poke fun at the assumptions that people make. Don't make those same assumptions because some ginger idiot from Texas said so in a satirical series. Like, seriously, stop.
Oh, you're from Texas, Sam Smith? I did not know
Okay.
that.
Are we okay? I'm sorry. I had to get that out because people are still taking these seriously. Start the music. Start the episode. Let's go.
Let's go.
The syringe gun is actually kind of okay. If you can aim it, it does pretty decent damage.
I cannot
That said,
aim
it's
it.
really underused by experienced players because you know, the crossbow just exists. Its regen is really good when comparing it to the Blutsauger, and it can be a decent tool to deter people from chasing you, but at the end of the day, people who use this really fall into one of 3 categories. New player, times 10 enthusiast, or hipster who insists that it's an underrated weapon and refuses to use the meta out of principle.
I never seen that. I never seen the third one.
This is the second most common primary. You'll see it used somewhat often, but not too much. Basically, this guy is either a battle medic, in which case just give up trying to get heals from him, just like unbind your EQ, dude, it's not gonna happen. Or a guy who doesn't trust his team or his pocket in the slightest. It's the go-to weapon for the situation that I like to call the for fuck's sake there's a scout in my face and my team isn't even turning around. Again, you know what?
There was a time I
Do it
used a
myself.
lot
Screw you
of
guys.
this weapon, and I would just try to backpedal, and while
This
the
is a
enemies would
part
chase
of
me.
the meta. So basically everyone uses this. Funnily enough, I have found that as useful as this is, as good as it can be with a coordinated team, it's not nearly as god tier in pubs as everyone says it is. Or maybe that's just because I suck
It's more
at
of a
it. I don't
support
know. When you
weapon.
see a crossbow medic in a pub, he is either a clutch god who nails 150 health cross-map arrows constantly, or he's that one guy who can't actually aim it, but insists on using it for the burst healing and faster Uber build. Except,
If
you know,
the team
he was built
doesn't
20%
stand still,
already
it's
while
kind of
he was
hard to
standing
hit,
here
you
missing me
know?
at point blank,
It's
and
hard.
now I'm dead. Okay, thanks.
The team needs to stay still to get the healing.
Oh man, I'm so fast. Too
Oh.
fast, too quick. Oh, look out. I'm going so fast.
The weapon's so good that it even has
Except
Uber.
not really, because that 20% buff really isn't all that much. And it only happens when you have really high Uber and you have your primary out, meaning you're probably using it to try and escape. This weapon would be way better if the speed buff was passive, but as it stands, it's pretty useless. Most people who want more survivability use the Blutsauger, so if you see this weapon out, there's a very good chance that they either don't take the game seriously and are just messing around, or they are completely clueless and they
Yeah,
probably don't
that
even
primary
know
is
the
my
game.
least favorite one, for sure.
Once again, this is a part of the meta. Pretty much everyone has used this at some point, and for good reason. It's just
Oh, look at the
really
pyro
good.
killing
The
everyone.
charge
Oh, that is
really
delicious.
good. And honestly, it's tough to pin down a medic going off of this alone. I mean, you can usually assume that they're only playing medic because nobody else will play him, and they spread heals fairly evenly, but they'll favor those with fancy hats and weapons. So, you know, basically your typical medic.
I don't think there is anything bad about playing the medic because no one else wants. You're doing your team a favor.
Of unusual and a full professional killstreak set. He uses the crit streak because he's gotten so familiar with the game that he doesn't actually care about playing it smart anymore. He just wants to pub stomp and ruin people's days. Each one of those sweet crit kill assists fuels his ego more and more. He's so used to facing basically no adversity after his thousands of hours in TF2 that when there is any legitimate competition, he blames the game for being bad or unbalanced just because he can't get his 25 kill streak. And by this medic, I mean me. I do this. I'm sorry.
I remember the time I would play in my competitive team.
Very evenly.
Those things in Strange, they costed a lot of money. They probably still do or more.
Taking too much damage to heal with any of the other mediguns. So I guess this also fits into the I don't trust my team to keep me safe category of medic weapons.
I can see where that's come from. I can see that.
Pyro weapon, since you get immunity from knockback with the Uber. Surprisingly,
ooh, I did not know that.
And killing an air blast happy pyro with this will very often lead to accusations, which are always fun.
Hello, Vaccinator, otherwise known as the anti-cheater.
Oh, I think you
There are
recognize
currently
this one. Oh, sorry.
two distinct stereotypes that follow this weapon, the newbie and the veteran. The newbie is that player who's real new to the game and just got the Vaccinator from a drop. This player goes into this weapon completely clueless. You'll see them either indefinitely stuck on the bullet resistance because they don't know how the weapon works, or they just straight up don't know what the key to switch resistances is. If these players do know how to switch resistances, they usually have a response time as slow as a times 10 brass beast heavy trying to move. Now, the other kind of player you can see is
Poor
absolutely
heavies.
terrifying with the Vaccinator. This kind of medic has experience with the class and the weapon. They have split-second reaction time in switching and activating resistances. They stack up the charges, charge into an enemy team with his allies, and will basically never die if it's a bullet, an explosion, or fire. Go Spy or Demo Knight to take care of these guys, cause chances are your pub team won't be able to coordinate.
When you have
well
an
with the game
experienced
on the
medic with
and
that one, it
overwhelm
can be
them. If
really
it's not
painful,
one of
I
those
admit.
stereotypes, though, it could also just be some friend of a cheater pocketing his
Oh, yeah.
never miss, snapping sniper pal.
Oh, why did you have to
dominating
remind
the
me of that? Why do you have to
Those guys are
remind me of
dicks.
that? Yes, they are. Screw the bots and the hackers.
We're now here at the
Oh
largest
my
fair of
God.
medic weapon stereotypes, where everybody's excited to hear the stereotype for the stock bone saw. Everybody knows the obvious joke to make in this situation, but nobody knows if Soundsmith is gonna make it. I'm on the edge of my seat, Peter.
I couldn't agree more, Rob. Sam Smith is an incredibly
Aw.
strong season, obvious joke maker.
Oh.
Given some of his past seasons, I'm not sure he's going to pull through.
Well, it looks like we're about to find out. Here we go.
Theater of the mind.
Ladies and gentlemen.
Array 7.
He did it! He actually
He
did
made
it!
the Array 7 joke. I can't believe
Array
it.
7.
Really though, there is a reason this weapon has achieved legendary meme status as the useless stock weapon. There is no reason to use it over the Uber Saw outside of I'm just dicking around in a pub. Like, at least the Amputator is somewhat useful in a very specific situation, and the Vita Saw is supposedly getting a rework in the next update, but this weapon is just, like, man. This is a great weapon to use when your team can't protect you at all. It sees pretty frequent use in pubs, which are notorious for this. At the end of the day, though, it's pretty bad compared to Medic's other melee options. I should also mention
Oh, I
there's
did not know
Gimp
this
rework
was
on the coming
banned.
update, which might change things. The new organ harvesting mechanic seems really cool, but I bet it's one of those things where we won't know for sure how good it is until we try it ourselves. So I guess if you see a medic with the Vita Saw, he probably doesn't trust his team at all, and he's also running the Blutsauger and the Quick Fix.
Poor Spy.
I haven't used this weapon too much, so I'm not really in a position to say how good of a weapon this is, and how big of a buff the whole seeing enemies' health thing is. One thing I've noticed, though, is that the people who use the Solemn Vow will always swear by it as a viable alternative to the Uber Saw. Even though basically everyone disagrees with them, they'll stick to their guns no matter what, which is actually kind of respectable. This weapon just makes me sad. Like, it's such
Oh,
an
well,
interesting weapon concept.
of course,
and
it
the
goes
AoE
on
healing
to
thing
the
seems like it
medieval
could be
map. I
huge
remember
if
the
it wasn't
medics on
just
defense using that
completely
all the time. That
overshadowed
was
by the
really
Uber
cool.
saw. In order for a medic to be effective with this, he needs to be in a safe spot so he can taunt and have lots of hurt teammates near him. It's a common choice to see in medieval mode and maps with hilariously bad choke points like Hoodoo and Dust Bowl, but at the end of the day, it's just really situational. And in that very specific situation, it's awesome, but everywhere else, it's just, eh.
Oh, here comes the
This guy
Ubersaw.
is a slave to the meta and will look down upon anyone using any other melee weapon. I mean, after all, who could compete with the superior Ubersaw master race? Clearly, everyone else is inferior. I mean, if we're being honest, there is a reason that this weapon has achieved
Ooh,
its
go
new
medic.
unanimous use rate. That 25%
Wow.
Uber is a huge deal, so it makes sense why so many people use it. But
Oh, he
still,
saved the
it'd be nice
spy.
to have a
Nice
melee
one,
that can at least
Soundsmith.
compete with it. Also, it's worth noting that the random crit rate on this thing is absolutely ridiculous. Every time you think you have a medic cornered, he whips out this thing and bam, random crit. You
Oh,
sneak
that
up behind
hurts
him,
my
he
soul.
notices you and bam, random crit. It's gotten to the point where you have to assume that
Jesus.
every time a medic swings this weapon, it's
Okay,
going
now
to
you
be a
just
crit.
modded this to
Except
get
when you're the medic
to get
and you're about to
crits.
do something really cool, and then it never crits.
Oh, here comes the dream. Oh, no one. Oh, why could you not let the dream happen? Why? We just wanted to
As always, let me
dream.
know if you have a stereotype for any weapons in the next episode, which will be all about the sniper. So, yeah, that should be fun. Anyway, I'm not gonna make this drag on any longer. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.
Bye, Soundsmith. Well, I have to say, this was more of a chill video, even though he had to pause to talk about the disclaimer in the beginning, which I always hate to see people taking things too serious like that. This was a very good video. I could relate a lot more to this compared to other ones since I play Medic considerably, and I can see many of these stereotypes happening around the Medic community. And there was some nice information. For example, I did not know that one of the Medic's melees was banned from competitive. But I can see where it comes from, and I also did not know that you would get an air blast resistance from Uber from the quick fix, I believe. That was really cool to know. What about you guys? Did you guys learn anything? I hope you guys can please leave a comment down so I can know what you guys want me to react next. And please, if you can subscribe, ring the bell, and never miss a video again. That would help immensely the channel. And also, please guys, go to the previous video we did yesterday and watch the 600 subscribers special. It would mean a lot to me. Okay? I'll be going now, and I hope you guys have a good day and that you are all safe. Bye!